So at present, you know first normal form and the second normal form. Let's see about third normal form. So third normal form, it is based on the concept of transitive dependency. Transitive dependency means, for example, if X determines Y and Y determines Z, then X determines Z here. Yes, I can take like this. Okay. This one you call as a transitive. Okay. This type of the dependency we call as a transitive dependency. X determines Z, it is dependent as actually Z is functionally dependent on Y and Y is functionally dependent on X and it is Z is okay indirectly functionally dependent on X here based on your transitive rule, and such type of the dependency is what we call as a transitive dependency. Based on this transitive dependency, third normal form you'll check. What actually third normal form tells? According to Court's original definition, a relation schema R is in third normal form, 3NF in short form you can write, if it satisfies 2NF. 2NF means what? Second normal form. If any relation schema, if it satisfied the second normal form. What second normal form tells? All the attributes must be fully functionally dependent and no non-prime attributes of R is transitively dependent on the primary key. You already know that prime attribute means what it is. If it is a member of the candidate key, then you call such type of the attributes as a prime attributes. So if it is not a member of the candidate key, such attributes you call as a non-prime attribute here. So according to this, if you are take the any relation, so in that relation, transitive dependency you can go X determines Z here based on this transitive rule. But this Z whatever you taken no, so that is what it tells here, that is no non-prime attribute of R is transitively dependent here. Assume that if X is a primary key and Z is not a prime attribute. If it is not a prime attribute, then it is not in the third normal form. It is after applying the transitive rules, you are telling that S Z is depends on X here. If the Z is not a prime attribute, then you can tell that is not in the third normal form here. Third normal form tells what it is. Transitive dependency when it holds if Z is a prime attribute and this Z is fully functionally dependent on X. If it is there, then only it works. So for that, here is the one example. Now here we combined employee and department as a one relation. Assume that at present I am not created any relation. Now only I want to create the company database. I think that, so these are the attributes of this relation. D name, SSN, birth date, address, D number, D name and the manager SSN. So here D number, address, birth date and E name are dependent on SSN here. Okay. And D name and manager SSN are dependent on D number by applying this transitive dependency as I told earlier. So this D number is what now? Y here. SSN is your primary key. S, this is what it is. SSN is your primary key and this is your X and D number is the Y. So D number is functionally dependent on SSN and D name and okay, D manager SSN are the attributes you are taking as a subset of the Z here. These two are the Z here and these two attributes are dependent on Y now. By applying the transitive dependency, I can tell that that is what D name and D manager, okay, manager SSN is functionally dependent on SSN here like this. X determines Z here. X is your SSN and Z is your D name and manager SSN here. So now it is in the second normal form because I taken SSN as a only primary key here and all these attributes are fully functionally dependent on SSN here. Okay, by applying the transitive rule, I use this SSN as a primary key and I taken this relation now. So it is in the first normal form because all the attributes are the okay, it is the atomic and also it is holds the single valued and all the attributes are functionally dependent on SSN. Primary key here It supports or satisfies the second normal form, but it does not support your third normal form. It violates your third normal form. What it tells? It okay, if it is you are having the transitive dependency, then you have to check whether it is a non-prime attribute or a prime attribute. So D, name and manager SSN. These are not a key attributes here. Candidate keys. Okay, it is the non-prime attributes. D, name and manager SSN are the non-prime attributes, and these are transitively dependent on your primary key SSN. But second or third normal form tells what it is? No, it doesn't support such type of the transitive dependency. It violates your third normal form here. So this 2 violates your third normal form here. Then what is the procedure you have to do? You have to check. Okay, so now you have to decompose this into new relation. Which attributes violates this one? These 2 attributes violates your third normal form, because D, name and manager SSN are not a prime attributes here. So then you have to decompose this, okay, EMP DPT as a 2 relations, ED1 and the ED2. And ED1 you are having the attributes as what? E-name, SSN, birth date, address and D number. And ED2 you are having the attributes as a D number, D name and manager SSN. And now here D number is your primary key and D number is the foreign key in the ED1 relation. Like this, if you are after decomposing, yes, you can tell that this one, okay, ED1 and ED2 are now in the third normal form also. Now this ED1, ED2 are in the first normal form and also in the second normal form and also in the third normal form. Okay, all these constants, if it is satisfied. First normal form constants are what? Attributes must be atomic. Second normal form constant is what? It is fully functional dependent. Yes, D name and manager SSN are fully functional dependent on D number. And this E name, birth date, address and D number are fully functional dependent on SSN. It satisfies the second normal form, and here you are not using the transitive dependency. That's why it is also in the third normal form. Here you are using the transitive dependency. Yes, if you are using the transitive dependency, then criteria is what it is. No non-prime attributes of R is transitively dependent on primary key here. So then if it is these conditions are satisfied, then you call that one is in the third normal form here. So these are the general definitions of second and third normal form. As I told, first normal form, it does not support your multi-valued attributes and nested relation. So what is the remedy? That is remedy what we call? We call as a normalization. Which attributes violates, okay, or require multi-valued or nested relation, that one you have to extract or separate from that relation, and you have to create a new relation along with the primary key. Second normal form. Second normal form, what it is tells, it must be supports fully functionally dependency. Partially dependency, if it is there, then you have to decompose as a new relation. Okay, that relation you have to decompose as a multiple relation, and in new relation you take the attributes which are partially dependent along with the primary key and those attributes which satisfy your fully functional dependency. Third normal form, what it does, it supports the transitive dependency. With transitive dependency you have to check so that, okay, Z attributes must be, okay, prime attributes. If it is not a prime attribute, then you have to decompose and you have to set as a new relation that supports the functional dependency and also other non-prime attributes, okay, along with the key attributes. So these are the summary of your normal forms based on the primary keys here. And these are the remedies. If it is not fulfilled, then you have to decompose into new relation. So now, as you already know that, what actually prime attribute? Prime attribute when you call, if it is a part of a candidate key. Okay, if any attribute is a part of a candidate key, such attribute we call as a prime attribute. So now, if you go for the third normal form, so here you are using in functional dependency. In normal form, you are using the concepts of what? Partial, full functional dependency, transitive dependency and along with the candidate key. In the second and third normal form, it is depends on the theta. Partially functional dependency, fully functional dependency, transitive dependency. Second normal form, it supports only fully functional dependency. Third normal form, it supports transitive dependency along with the prime attribute, candidate keys. So transitive dependency, if it is having the candidate keys, then it supports the third normal. So this is general definition. Whatever a concept is explained now, after that you will get the definition. That is what we call a relation schema R is in second normal form. If every non-prime attribute A in R is not partially dependent on any key of R here. So in the fully functional dependency, whatever the term I use now, that term here you are using in general as a non-prime attributes are not partially dependent on it, any key here. Okay, so this is one more example, normalization into second normal form and the third normal form. This is your lot, okay, locations, and based on the location property it is hanged, and property ID, company name, and lot, area, price, and tax rate. These are the attributes of this lot here. So now here property ID is the primary key and all these are the attributes, and in this country county name, that is country name, and the lot are the candidate key of this particular thing here. And here they given the three different functional dependency, FD1, FD2, FD3 and FD4. First functional dependency, what it is, all these attributes are functionally dependent on property ID. And second functional dependency, what it is, this county name and the lot. So these two are the attributes, and remaining all area, price and tax rate and property ID depends on this two attributes, that is the candidate key. Third functional dependency, what it is, so tax rate, it is depends on county name. And fourth functional dependency, that is the price, is depends on area. Like this, you'll get the relation. So in the examination, you'll get the relation, and they will ask whether it is in first normal form or not. You have to check. Whether it is in second normal form or is not on that, you have to check. Whether it is in the third normal form or not, check. If it is not, you have to convert into a first normal form, or convert into second normal form, or convert into third normal form. Okay, like this they will ask. So what is your first normal form? First normal form is what it is? Attributes must be atomic and single valued. It is all these attributes are area, price, tax rate. All these are the it is the atomic, and all attributes hold the single value. That's why the lot is a relation is in first normal form here. Next, the second normal form. Second normal form, what it is? So now all the attributes must be fully functionally dependent here. So we know that tax rate is fully functionally dependent on your candidate key, that is the county key here. And remaining this area, price, all are functionally dependent on your county key. If you don't know the property ID, based on the country, you can set the tax rate here. Okay, this is based on tax rate, it depends on your country name here. Okay, that county name you are taking here, and it is depends on the one here. So in that situation, it is now partially dependent on property ID and functionally dependent on. And you know that. So second normal form does not support partial dependency. That's why this relation is not in the second normal form here. Okay, this relation is not in the second normal form because it is what it is partially dependent on property. Then what is the procedure you have to do? This attribute violates normal form. Yes, this attribute violates second normal form. That attribute you have to separate from the this given relation, and you have to create a new relation. In that relation, it contains this attribute and along with the your candidate key. Okay, that candidate key is the complement key. Okay, so that's why here you are doing compose this relation as well, like 1 and the 2 here, and these two are normal form here. Okay, because this aspect is fully functional dependent. Functional dependency works for these two relations. So now it is in the second normal form. This relation is in the first normal form, and this relation is in the second normal form. Next is third normal form. So third normal form, it violates the fourth one, MD4. Actually, this prices depends on your area. So based on the area, price of the property, it is varies. Okay. So now here that based on the area only you can tell that is what this property ID and price here. Then this price is what it is. Actually, this price is depends on area, and this area is depends on property ID, and here you are applied the transitive dependency, and based on the transitive dependency you are telling that prices depends on property ID. So now this price is what? Is it prime attribute? Is it member of the candidate key? No, it is not a member of candidate key. See here, even lot and county name is also dependent property ID, and this okay. Areas, price, and tax rates are all depends on this county name and lots here. Based on the okay, transitive dependency, you are telling that these three attributes are dependent property ID, but your candidate keys are there. County name and lots are what it is. These two are the candidate keys of the property ID. But this area and price is what it is. These are not the candidate key. Okay, these are the prime attributes. These are not the prime attributes. Whereas county and lots are what it is. These are the prime attributes because these two are what? Members of the candidate key. And area and price are not a okay, prime attribute because these are not a member of the candidate key. So that's why it violates the third normal form. Now you are applied the transitive dependency, and this area and price are not a prime numbers. If it is not a prime number, then you can't take the transitive dependency. If it violates, then what is the procedure you have to do? This one, okay? This one once again further divide as it decomposes it new two relation S1A and 1B because it is not in the third normal form. And which attribute violates that one, and along with that attribute you have to take as a primary key, and this attribute as a member of this attribute. Okay. So now like this I decomposed as a new relation. See, this one is in the third normal form now. Okay. So this is about your normal forms. First normal form, second normal form, and third normal. Like this in the examination, what they will do, they will give the question as a relation, and they will give the functional dependency, and they will ask you to check whether it is in first normal form or not, second normal form or not, third normal form or not. If it is not, then you convert that into that particular normal form. Okay. So this is about your three normal